What up, fam? Master Trainer Solid Practice in the building. I got this great fun review about DJ Envy. So yeah, so this is him and his lovely wife. She finding a motherfucker too. This is him and his lovely wife on the shade room, and she basically talking about their marriage, and she going hard in the paint about his sex game. So yeah, I thought this was like so hilarious because DJ Envy he tried to talk like he's such an alpha dude, but he's like so beta, and it shows that his wife is running things. So I want to go and watch this video with y'all and give you my commentary on it. All right, let's roll the clip.
In a real relationship, that chapter is about the fact that we got together so young. He was my first, he was my only. And I was very inexperienced aside from sex. You know, before him, the furthest that I'd ever gotten was second base.
Yeah.
Before him went up my shirt, and I thought that was a big deal. So we were both turtles in our relationship. We waited to have sex till our 1 year anniversary, and he made it very special and, you know, romantic. But we were two kids that, you know, didn't really know what we were doing exactly, but we had fun figuring each other out. Most young girls, and even many women, I'm sure so many women can relate, but you don't know how to achieve an orgasm.
Yeah.
A lot of women have no idea what it feels like to have an orgasm through sexual intercourse. You know, they know how to do it themselves or they know how to do it through oral sex, but through sexual intercourse, a lot of women just don't know. Now, if you don't know, how do you expect your man to know? I especially didn't know.
One thing I say in terms of having sex with a woman, the man's job is to assist and to help you get an orgasm. So if you can't get an orgasm, you know, that's not his fault. His job is to help you and to assist. Just like if a guy can't, get it up, so that's his fault. So her job is to help him get it up. So yeah. So once again, I wanted to go in and break that down.
So we would be intimate and he would be putting his best foot forward. Like, he is in the business of satisfying, just all around.
All right.
Just no. I'm not. I'm talking about your mentality overall,
Just
like
all around.
just in life. Like, he lives to make me happy, and
Yes, and that's such a lot though. So he lives to make her happy, and it still ain't enough. So he out there, so he making things happen. He's getting the bread, and then she's not living to make him happy. He's living to make her happy, and it still ain't enough. And he put his best foot and his best effort.
puts his best foot forward in that realm. So I would see him trying and really going to work. And I'm sure so many women can relate. Like, you want to reward that man for that work. And the only reward that you have to offer is an orgasm. But even if I didn't feel it, I would still be performative. So yes, I was faking it. But once you start, how do you stop? How do you climb back out of that rabbit hole? You can't really have a conversation about it now. So I actually did it to myself. But what's more important is the fact that it had nothing to do with him. He was doing everything that a man could do to please a woman. The problem was that I didn't know my own body.
Yeah, that's a good point that she just said. Cause the man, he could be putting in that work, but she has some type of mental blockage in her head, or she don't know her body. It could be very hard or impossible to make her come if it's something that's going on in her head. So that was good that she was honest about that.
And
you couldn't communicate what exactly you wanted.
Exactly. I had to learn that first. And what the problem was, I was so busy performing and putting on a show that I didn't take the time to be pleased. I didn't take the time to enjoy it because that wasn't my priority. My priority was him. And that comes from a place where, ever since we're young, we're sold these false narratives that women are sex objects. Women are here for the pleasing of men. Women are toys. You see it on billboard ads. You see it on the cover of books. You see it in, car magazines. You see it everywhere. Sexy women draped across something, advertising something. So we're kind of subconsciously led to believe those things. And for me, this is how it played out in my life.
And everything is all good there now, right?
Oh yeah, he's awesome. I figured out my problems.
Hurt my heart though. I ain't gonna lie. I hurt my heart. I might have cried a couple of times, but it helped our relationship even better.
But on a more serious note, me doing that was very, very detrimental, and it put into effect the fall of a series of dominoes that hurt our relationship in the absolute worst way. It was actually one of the reasons why he cheated.
That's a very good point. As he said, that's one thing that a lot of women are confused at. They say, "Oh, he's not gonna cheat on me because I'm so fine, I'm so this." Guys would cheat on you for a woman who don't look as fine as you. If that woman is putting it down and she's also making him feel like a man, he would cheat on your ass and he would leave your ass too, despite how fine you think you are.
So do you feel like so how did that conversation even come about? Like, Envy, where you were like, am I not performing enough? Or were you at some point like, you're not performing enough? Or like, how did that come about?
One night we were in bed and we were having sex, and she was just, I remember in the middle of it, she was like, yes, but no. And I'm like, yeah, yes, but no what?
Something like that.
Yes, but no what? And she was like, we got into like a argument, and then she was like, well, I don't be having an orgasm. She didn't say it in that. She speaks way more eloquent than I would have. And I was like, what? And she was like, I don't. I'm like, no, yes, you do. I hear it. Like, yeah, and then she was like, no, I'm faking it. I'm like, every time? And she was like, yeah. And then that just crushed me because I thought I was putting in work. Like I'm sitting there thinking I'm, Big Daddy Long Leg, what I mean? Like, and she's sitting there like, no, not at all. So it really hurt my heart. Like it
Yeah, but faking it for 10 years? Yeah, DJ Envy, you're the bag. That's pretty much all what it is. So that's one thing that I be telling you guys. If you didn't have this going on or you didn't have the money and the fame, would she still be with you? A lot of time the issue is you guys are not her first choice. So, well, yep, that's a hard pill to swallow.
hurt me because for that time, I thought I was pleasing my wife. I thought I was pleasing. You hear all these stories of women talking about their girlfriend. Oh, girl, he was so short. Oh, girl, he ain't doing nothing. And I feel like they laughing. Now I feel like that's what my wife was doing.
Yeah. Yeah. But the way that it came out, we had gotten into an argument. And when I was trying to resolve the argument, he tried to slap the Band-Aid of sex over it. And we had done that so many times before. Like, let me just give us some.
That conversation.
Let me just give us some.
Take this D and shut up. That.
I actually think that's the most toxic. A lot of people love like makeup sex, and in my opinion, I feel like it's the most toxic thing ever. And
we had quite a bit of makeup sex.
Yeah,
and I was over it that day. So I'm like, we didn't even get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, you got to talk about it, and then you can make up with this.
You have to get to a point of understanding.
Right.
Then you can have happy makeup sex. But I was having disgruntled makeup sex, and I'm laying there and I'm thinking to myself like, and then it just came out. So what I did, which was wrong, was I weaponized it.
And so that's one thing that I tell the guys too. If a man has sexual discipline and he's not controlled by the coochie, the woman, she don't have no powers. So that's the only thing that she can leverage. And most guys don't have that kind of discipline. So she can run them. So she uses it as a weapon. Especially, it's kind of bad she uses it as a weapon against her husband. But they've been doing that forever.
There was a time and place for me to communicate how I had felt. There was a way in which to do it. And that is not the decision that I made. I did it to hurt him. I did it to spite him. And it made our relationship that much more toxic because now I have a husband with a bruised ego who's looking at me as a wife who's a liar and who not only lied, but lied to him for years. And in the most delicate part of your
relationship. How long had you guys been together when you had that conversation?
At that point, I think we were married for, we're in this house.
That was our Kittle house. It was the other house.
It was the other house. It was when we were on a lease.
Yep.
17, maybe 17 years ago. So we're probably 10 or 11 years into our marriage. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you remember where the bedroom, where we sat there and had the conversation. It was the house prior to the one that we're living in now. So yeah, no, it was a long time ago. But let me tell you something. It had years of consequences.
Oh my goodness. That's a long time. That's definitely a long time. But you could clearly see the work that you guys have done with your responses and your self-awareness and the parts, you know, you each played to get to where you are today. There's not a lot of pointing fingers, which I love. So I love that for you guys.
I hope y'all love the reaction video. I'm instead of one-on-one and online clients, get my book, the Health and Fitness Bible. I got the ankle bands, the booty bands, the power bands. Invest in yourself right now. Go right now to Solomon's Fitness World, sign up for personal training and get your bands. And follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, and also YouTube. Stay tuned. Check out this next video. Click this.